菩萨。南无地藏王菩萨。南无地藏王菩萨。南无地藏王菩萨。南无佛菩萨。南无佛菩萨。南无佛菩萨。อะระหังสัมมาสัมพุทโธภะคะวะพุทธังภะคะวันตังอะภิวาเทมิ สวากาโตภะคะวะตาธัมโมธัมมังนัมมัสสามิ สุปฏิปันโนภะคะวะโตสาวกสังโฆสังฆังนามามิ นะโมตัสสะภะคะวะโตอะระหะโตสัมมาสัมพุทธัสสะนะโมตัสสะภะคะวะโตอะระหะโตสัมมาสัมพุทธัสสะนะโมตัสสะภะคะวะโตอะระหะโตสัมมาสัมพุทธัสสะบุตตังสรณังกัจฉามิธัมมังสรณังกัจฉามิสังฆังสรณังกัจฉามิดุติยัมปิบุตตังสรณังกัจฉามิดุติยัมปิธัมมังสรณังกัจฉามิดุติยัมปิสังฆังสรณังกัจฉามิตติยัมปิพุทธังสรณังกัจฉามิตติยัมปิธัมมังสรณังกัจฉามิตติยัมปิสังฆังสรณังกัจฉามิปานาติปาตาเวรมณีสิกขาปะทังสมาธิยามิอาดินาดานาเวรมณีสิกขาปะทังสมาธิยามิกาเมสุมิจฉาจาระเวรมณีสิกขาปะทังสมาธิยามิมุสาวาทาเวรมณีสิกขาปะทังสมาธิยามิสุราเมรยามัจจาปมาดตานะเวรมณีสิกขาปะทังสมาธิยามิสาธุสาธุสาธุ Okay, let's pay respect to the Jam. Buddhang Pujahemi. Dhammang Pujahemi. Sanghang Pujahemi. Okay, you can be seated. So as usual, we will be offering the light so that you all can have your half an hour of awareness-based meditation. Just relax body and mind, maintain awareness, then stabilize that inner awareness. These first three support are very crucial and important for training the mind to be aware. Ability to relax is very important. Body and mind completely relax and at ease. Then silent everything. Just maintain that inner awareness without thought. Whatever arises, the awareness is always there. Just aware. No need to continue with the perception and the thinking, just aware. Finish. Through this, you will be able to decondition your heedless thinking when you just silent and maintain awareness to retain whatever arises. just away, finish. Then through this, your mind will settle down, where it's just away and not concerned with anything else. So maintaining awareness to stabilize the inner awareness is very important. And before you are skillful, there is this tendency to perceive, to be curious, to react to sense experience, to arise the thinking, the thought process. Then the mental hindrance, when your spiritual faculty are not stable, they will arise. So all these are the manifestation of the mundane thinking mind. Whereas the true mind is completely silent without thought. But the movement away from the pure awareness nature, trailing of thought, activity and process, they are very, very fast. And living beings who are heedless, not trained in awareness within, they think a lot. They will arise the thinking. So to maintain awareness without thought is not easy, but can be done. So continue to relax, then just maintain awareness and let the mind settle down until it becomes very quiet and very still. Means allow the mind to return to its original state of true awareness. The original state is your awareness nature within. It is tranquil and still because it's without thought activity. So I will let you continue with the training. Then you try to develop this ability to be aware. Then when you can stabilize the inner awareness, you can continue your meditation with the fourth support, which is trust, TRUST, trusting your inner nature to develop the meditative movement. To do it, you only need to silence your mind, because by then you had already trained your mind to be aware. You can silence everything and stay at the heart area and let the inner awareness stabilize within. Then this inner awareness, it will move by itself because you just relax, maintain awareness and let it stay at the heart area. Then it will detect for itself the gateway to your nature. Then whatever arises, just aware. You can detect any vibration or heartbeat around your heart area. Just maintain awareness. Be with the awareness and let things be. Let everything settle down. Then the whole for support activity of trust, that meditative movement will arise by itself. Okay, now I'll let you meditate on your own. I will set the alarm for 30 minutes. Okay. Slowly, come on, meditation. Try to maintain whatever is the calmness and inner awareness that you have developed for as long as you can. Okay, now turn to page 6, the chanting book. In this universe, in the entirety, let the deities or Devas come here. Let them hear the good teachings of the King of Sages, which gives heaven and release Nibbana. This is the time to listen to the teaching. This is the time to listen to the teaching. This is the time to listen to the teaching. Samanta Chakawalisu Atra Gachantu Devata Saddamang Muni Rajasa Sunantu Sakemokadang Dhamma Sunan Kalo Ayang Badanta Dhamma Sunan Kalo Ayang Badanta Dhamma Sunan Kalo Ayang Badanta Namo Tassa Bhagavato Arahato Samma Sambuddhassa Namo Tassa Bhagavato Arahato Samma Sambuddhassa Namo Tassa Bhagavato Arahato Samma Sambuddhassa Iti Piso Bhagava Arahang Samma Sambuddho Vijja Charana Sampanno Sukhato Lokavidu Anuttaro Purisa Dhammasarti Sattva Deva Manusanam Buddho Bhagavati Suakato Bhagavata Dhammo Sanditiko Akaliko Ehipasiko Panaiko Asyatang Veditako Enoshi Supatipanno Bhagavato Sāvaka Ujupatipanno Bhagavato Sāvaka Sangho Nyayapatipanno Bhagavato Sāvaka Sangho Samiti Patipanno Bhagavato Sāvaka Sangho Yayidam Chatari Purisa Yukari Atta Purisa Bhugala Esa Bhagavato Sāvaka Sangho Ahuniyo Bahuniyo Dakiniyo Anjali Karaniyo Anutarang Punyang Ketang Lokasati Sadhu Sadhu Sadhu. Okay, now can we sit there? Then we shall continue from where we stop. Chapter 40, yeah? Lesson 40. We are at page 198. Huh? Now move it to the no. The beginning there. Oh, this is the beginning. Oh, there. Okay. So under this lesson 40, we have the part 1, which is a recap and emphasis on the previous lesson, means whatever that has been discussed or shared. 1.1, the meaning of let things be, then investigate. This one is very important, very useful. This is basically the application of the Dhamma, how we can apply our understanding of the Dhamma to help us live life or understand life, then resolve whatever arises within life. So the first thing that we need to develop as right understanding is to let things be. Then we find out what happened. So let things be, comma, then investigate. The meaning is, since we already understood the first right view, with which the right view with regards to the law of karma, like our fifth daily contemplation that the Buddha has taught us to reflect daily. He said, we are all, as living beings, born of our karma, heir to our karma, conditioned and supported by our karma. And we are what we are because of our karma. So whatever happens in life, based on that statement, we know it has a lot to do with karma. That everything that aligns, like the Buddha has explained under the fifth daily contemplation, we are all born our karma, and we inherit everything that karma bring about. So, born our karma, heir to our karma, conditioned and supported by our karma, and we are what we are because of karma. So whatever happens in life, it has a lot to do with our past karmic conditioning and karmic inherited. So the first right view is right view with regards to this law of karma. If it's due to karma, then we will have to accept this reality. And the only way to accept it is to be with the moment and let things be. Means we don't try to blame or get angry at anything that arises or happen. We don't have to be unhappy about the way things are. The thing is just the way it is. That's why the teaching is learn to see things as they are. Ability to see things as they are is to have this wisdom to accept the reality that arises within the moment. Because like the Buddha explained, we live in a conditioned world. Whatever arises, there are causes and conditions behind. If there are causes and conditions behind, the meaning is very straightforward. Because if the causes and conditions are already established, set, the movement of the phenomenal world or the conditioned world will be in that direction. Means whatever arises, there are causes and conditions behind. And these causes and conditions, they are governed by the Pancha Niyamas, the five universal order of nature. Basically, the first two are scientific order, physical order of nature, Uttu Niyama, then Bija Niyama, the biological order of nature. Then we have the three other spiritual law of nature, Karma Niyama, Chitta Niyama, and finally Dhamma Niyama. Karma Niyama means the universal order of moral causation, the law of karma. Basically, is the moral causation. You reap what you sow. Do good because good. Do evil because evil. That's why the teaching goes further. He said, if you plant the seed of evil, you will reap the fruit of evil. If you plant the seed of wholesomeness, you will reap the fruit of wholesomeness. And Dhammapada verse 1 and 2, the twin verse, explain this very well. Dhammapada verse 1, the Buddha says, if you act, speak, and think with a heedless mind that has the evil roots of greed, hatred, and delusion, means you plant the seed of evil. Then suffering will follow you. Like the food that follow the cat's heel. So all this, they are nature's law that governs life and existence. So the moral causation is you reap what you sow. That's why we have to have this understanding, this right view to take care of karma. And to take care of karma, we have to follow the advice of the Buddha to avoid all evil, do good, and purify the mind. And how do we avoid all evil? We have to keep the 5 precepts minimum. And these 5 precepts, the reason why we have to keep them is because they constitute major evil if you violate them. So the law of karma actually is a very powerful nature's law or spiritual law. It defines clearly the moral causation of cause and effect based on our mental intention. If we carry the negativity of mental intention, born of wrong thought, wrong view, then karmic negativity will manifest. And when it manifests, it will cause the individual's karmic downfall. That's why Dhammapada verse 1 is to caution living beings. If you continue to be heedless, if you do not have this right view and this understanding to train the mind so that you can follow Dhammapada verse 2 to act, speak, and think with a heedful mind that is free of the evil roots of greed, hatred, and delusion, then suffering will follow you. But if you train your mind, determined to be heedful, so that your mental intention is clear without the evil roots of greed, hatred, and delusion, then you will act, speak, and think with a wholesome mind that is free of the evil roots of greed, hatred, and delusion. If you do that, then the Buddha said, happiness will follow you like the shadow that never leaves you. So that meaning is very deep and very profound and very important. That's why whatever arises, if we have the Dhamma understanding, the Pancha Niyama governs life and existence. The law of karma is the most powerful because it governs all behavior, action, speech, and thought that carry the moral consideration. That's why we call it a moral law, moral causation. And with that, we will know what to do. That's why we will develop this right understanding to accept the reality of the moment. Means whatever arises, there are causes and conditions behind it. And what are these causes and conditions? Like the Buddha explained under the 5th daily contemplation, it's definitely have to do with our karma. When we are born, our karma, heir to our karma, conditioned and supported by our karma. And we are what we are every moment, every instant because of our karma. Therefore, this karmic law, karma niyama, they are very powerful. That's why you must not violate this law. Otherwise, suffering will follow you. And then, in order to avoid all suffering, we have to take care of karma. Okay, we go back to the notes and I read on, then you will understand. So the title is, why must we develop this right view and right understanding to let things be? like I have explained. The Buddha said, whatever arises, there are causes and conditions behind. So we have to accept that reality. That's why we let things be. Then we act. Initially, is we act through investigative understanding. We investigate and find out what happened so that we can have a clear mind to look at things clearly, to see things as they are, not to get emotional over what happened, not to react to situation, not to blame, not to get angry, not to develop unnecessary fear, worry, and anxiety. These are all delusion. If you have the right view and the right understanding, you will act based on Dhamma way, following Noble Eightfold Path. The right view regards to the nature's law that governs life and existence. The most powerful is the law of karma. So that's why we let things be. Then we have a clear mind where we do not get angry anymore. We do not react to what happened anymore. We do not become violent, angry. We don't develop the evil roots of hatred, jealousy, etc. So our mind state has clarity. Our mind state is not agitated, not affected by situation or whatever arises within the moment. And with that, we can accept the reality of what happened. There are causes and conditions behind. So we just let things be. Then we investigate. Yeah. So like the question, I read on, you understand. When random thought arise, like any life situation, where you are in a meditative state. So most people attach to peacefulness. If they cannot be peaceful, they become like affected, not happy. Because they say, I come here to meditate, but my mind cannot settle down. I still have random thought. So all this is the reaction, the emotion, the craving that arise through lack of understanding. That's why I wrote here, when random thought arise, do not react or try to suppress it or control it. Just let things be and flow with them. Means whatever arises, there are causes and conditions behind. You just silent and let things be and let the mind settle down so that it will return to its original state of tranquility, stillness, the true mind without thought. Then investigate and find out what actually happened when you do that. When you let things be, beautiful happen, where there is no more resistance, there is no more reaction, there is no more movement away from the reality. Then I wrote here, I said, you will then come to understand that they are just thoughts which arise and pass away. And because of that, you will be able to witness it coming and going according to your mental conditioning within. You let things be, the thought will settle down and cease because they are all dependent originating phenomena. So this understanding is very important. Then I also wrote here, you will also come to understand that when your five mental hindrance, the pancha nivaranas are around, you are not peaceful. And when the five special faculties are there. They will counter the five mental hindrances, and you are then naturally peaceful. So these five mental hindrances, the reason why they prevent you from developing the meditative peacefulness and tranquility and calmness is because they are mental hindrances. When they arise, they will hinder your mind from entering the meditative state of inner peace, inner calmness, and inner awareness. So these five mental hindrances, as we all have learned, the first two are very obvious. The positive and negative craving, duality of sensual desire and ill will. When you have sensual desire and ill will means your mind state has already stirred and moved. There is like and dislike within you. You attach to pleasant feeling and reject unpleasant feeling. So these are positive and negative craving, which is the part of greed and hatred. And this is the source of duality, the reaction of mind to sense experience, to whatever arises within your life. When you perceive them, you perceive them with negativity, you become emotional, fearful, unhappy. But you have the wisdom to accept them for what they are. You will not do that. You will perceive everything with right understanding and wholesomeness. As I do not perceive whatever arises with negativity of mind state. Do not get angry, emotional, unhappy, fearful. All these are wrong thought, born of wrong view. So these five mental hindrances, sensual desire, you will. If in life, at every moment of sense perception, through your sixth sense door, when you see something, hear something, smell something, taste something, tactily feel something, or recall through the thought process something, which could be your phobia, insecurity, or even uh, your past hurts or whatever, uh, then it will trigger fear, worry, anxiety within, and sometimes violence. So all this, we have to be aware, mindful to see them arising. Then we will start to understand why the Buddha called it mental hindrance. Because when they are there, it will hinder you from entering the meditative state of inner peace, inner calmness, and inner awareness. If you don't have sensual desire and ill will, there is no light and dislike, then you are at peace. You have equanimity of mind. You can accept things as they are. You can see things as they are without reaction, without stirring, without delusion. And this is how you maintain peacefulness of mind at every moment of sense experience. That's why the four support, whatever arises, away, finish. Don't stir your mind, don't react to sense experience, don't create further thought activity or sankhara. Then the third mental hindrance of sloth and torpor or lethargic mind is due to your inability to have this virya, spiritual zeal, or tenacity to see the importance of this Dhamma, training the mind to have this right understanding. So when you lack virya, because you don't know what is going on and you don't like the subject matter, and you feel sleepy or you feel tired, attention. Then the mind is dull, very dull. It lacks spiritual faculties. Mm. So this spiritual faculty, which are the opposite of the five mental hindrances, if you develop them, it will help you counter the mental hindrance. That's why the opposite five, the spiritual faculty, Pancha Indriyas, they are very important. We have to develop them. Sada, Virya, Sati, Samadhi, and Panya. And the fourth and fifth mental hindrance are also very powerful. The fourth one is restlessness of mind. Restlessness of mind arises through what? Through fear, through worry, through anxiety, when things don't go your way, when you have problems, when you have violate the nature's law, especially the five precepts. Then you develop unnecessary worry, fear, anxiety, insecurity. That's how fear can manifest in many forms. Fear of death, fear of losing your loved one, fear of not able to get what you want, fear of losing your job, or fear of losing your business, investment. All this can trigger the mind to be restless. So fear is the main one, the main emotion, the main movement behind restlessness of mind. If you don't have fear, born of worry, anxiety, then there is no restlessness of mind. The mind will be very peaceful, very calm and tranquil. You can just let things be and be with the moment without thought. Then the last mental hindrance is doubt. When you have doubt, you lack spiritual faculty, spiritual understanding. Doubt means you don't have faith in the Buddha and his teaching. So when you have faith in the Buddha and his teaching through cultivation, then you don't have to be doubtful. Then there is no such thing as doubt. Everything is just the way it is, cannot be otherwise. That's why this understanding is very powerful. Let things be. So whatever arises, if you are not peaceful, means the mental hindrances are there. And the first way to overcome them is, of course, cultivate the opposite by spiritual faculty. Through that, they will counter the mental hindrance. And when there is no more mental hindrance, the spiritual faculty take over. Then you are naturally peaceful. Then no matter what happens, do not try to control or suppress thought. Only through understanding you free the mind, not through the doing via the thought, which is always egoic. That's why you must investigate why you are like that and why you are not peaceful. Okay, move the notes up. The essential Dhamma as taught by the Buddha will enable us to see the danger of the three evil roots of greed, hatred, and delusion, and the importance of heedfulness, and the importance of following the advice of the Buddha to avoid all evil. We are keeping the precept. Then do good. We are cultivating noble eightfold path. Then purify the mind through meditative training. We are cultivating the noble eightfold path. until one is enlightened or awakened. Similarly, one will also see the importance of cultivating dana, sila, and bhavana based on the right views with regards to the three important spiritual laws, karma niyama, chitta niyama, and dhamma niyama that governs all our life and existence, so as to understand and see clearly the full picture of the Dhamma cultivation clearly. That's why the essential Dhamma of the Buddha are very important, and they are all interconnected, and they form the full picture of Dhamma cultivation. That's why from the Four Noble Truths, when it's three turning, all the teaching spin off that. And once we are able to understand all this, then we realize that the whole teaching are all connected. That's why Sui was good. Sui was careful enough as to help you all come up with a mind map, the Dhamma mind map. After he's heard my teaching, saw how I actually uh, evolve the teaching and explain the interconnection and everything. And she spent a lot of time doing it up. Yeah. Then she discussed with me. Yeah. Then I actually helped to clean up a lot of the missing link. And from there, she actually did a very good job. That's why for those who are serious about cultivation and like to establish a clear picture of the whole mind map, you should actually take the trouble to study them, or if you can, print them out section by section. Because it's too big. Like what Wai Fang and Brother Chan, they all did. They print it out and they managed to cut into section, important section. Uh, then they even stick it to the wall of their apartment so that they can look at it, study it whenever I share something. And by the time they develop the understanding and the familiarity, all these are like a very powerful mind map to let them develop the understanding of the whole totality of the cultivation, the big picture, or what we call the full picture of the cultivation, the cultivation. So hopefully, with this explanation, you all can develop the clear understanding. Yeah. Because Dhamma cultivation, like the Buddha explained, there are three phases of Dhamma. First is the learning of the teaching. The Buddha called it pariyatti. And when you learn the teaching, you have to be very diligent. You have to develop the clear understanding of how this teaching come about. Then why is the Buddha Dhamma so unique, so beautiful? It is the only so-called uh, teaching. I won't use the word religion because religion is based on the belief in God. We call it a teaching that is independent of that belief. We don't need something almighty to help us explain the way things are. We believe in investigative training, awareness, mindfulness, to allow us to see things as they are and develop the understanding of ourselves so that everything is not a mystery. It's not so-called mystical or esoteric. No, it's based on normal understanding of life. And everything can be understood through proper mind investigative training. But you have to use mindfulness, awareness, not so much of the thought activity, thinking. And you have to meditate until you realize that you have two minds, the true mind and the thinking mind, the mundane mind, the dependent originating mind, condition arising, phenomena, mental states. Then you will understand the essential Dhamma very clearly. Why the Buddha said mind is the forerunner of all things. Mind is chief. When mind arises, all things arise. That refers to the mundane mind, the thinking mind. And all this can be understood. Okay, so we finish the first part. And now we move on to part 2. Okay, part 2 is about the 12 condition causes, or what we call the paticca samuppada. Paticca samuppada is a Pali word. The English translation is the law of dependent origination, or sometimes, for simplicity, they call it the 12 link, 四因缘法. And this paticca samuppada, or the 12 condition causes, explain clearly how we function as a human being, how our mind actually functions. It's basically the second spiritual law of citta niyama. And within citta niyama is this law of paticca samuppada, how our mundane mind, condition, causes, and dependent origination movement. So when you are mindful and aware, you can see the links. Then you can understand the movement within the human mind. And not only human being, all living beings, they have a mind too. It functions similarly. In a similar manner, that mind actually follow this law. That's why understanding this teaching is very important. Paticca samuppada, or there's another Pali word they call it Paccaya. And this law of dependent origination is very powerful. Like the Buddha came to realize whatever arises, there are causes and conditions behind. So whatever phenomena that arise, for it to arise, there are causes and conditions behind. And because of that, the Buddha saw clearly everything is dependent originating, condition arising, causal phenomena that manifest through causes and conditions. That's why the Buddha say whatever arises, there are causes and conditions behind. And that statement is very powerful. You understand that, you penetrate the teaching. And that is actually as simple as that. Actually, for those who understand, who can develop the clarity of understanding through the meditative training, they can tell you that the teaching, the Buddha Dhamma, is actually as simple as that. One stanza. Whatever arises, there are causes and conditions behind. And these causes and conditions, the Buddha has explained. And this is how Asaji, Venerable Asaji, explained to the Venerable Sariputta. And after hearing that, Venerable Sariputta became a Sotapan. He straight away realized the first stage of seva. He really reflect, contemplate, and develop the understanding is not difficult. Because to break Sakayaditi, self-delusion, you only need to understand that whatever arises, there are causes and conditions behind. Means everything is on a dependent originating condition arising. The universal characteristic, everything they manifest. Hmm. That's why the other day I still remember when I read that two stanza, I straight away can link the whole thing and I straight away knew. Not only Sariputta, even myself this life, when I read that or uh, through the uh, scripture or through the Dhamma book, when I read those two stanzas, deep inside my nature also can have the understanding. That's why it's not difficult. Uh, then after that, it is so powerful that it points towards the existential world. And all the Buddha's teaching become very clear after that. It's all like interconnected. Uh, and the words all stand out. Things are just the way it is. See things as they are. Everything is just dependent, originating, condition, arising, cause of norm. No reality. Hey, no you. Hey, no me. That's why anatta nature, non-self nature, empty nature. But it's not a permanent, unchanging entity. So all this, they just manifest when you understand. Okay, go back to the notes. Okay, the first part is to explain the Buddhist cosmology. According to the Buddha, our existential world, there are 10 Dhamma rhymes that completely describe the whole cosmology. But under the Theravada tradition teaching, they always use another version of the cosmology. They call it the 31 plane of existence. Means within our entire universe, there are 31 planes of existence of living beings. Not only human being. Human being is just one of the 31 planes. And to establish that cosmology is not easy. It's so comprehensive, so beautiful. That's the uniqueness of the Buddha's teaching, the Buddha Dhamma. It not only explains to us clearly all of life, both mundane and supramundane. It is also so complete, so extensive. When we want to define the whole of the universe existence, it's not easy. But the Buddha, through his perfection, cultivation, and understanding, able to break it down into this 10 Dhamma. In fact, the 10 Dhamma is the same as the 31 plane of existence, except they make it like more complete. So the Buddhist cosmology consists of 10 Dhamma rhymes. The first 4 rhymes are the rhyme of the saints or enlightened ones, and they are called the rhyme of the Buddha, 诸佛法界. Then the rhyme of the Bodhisattva, 菩萨法界. Then the rhyme of the conditioned enlightened one, 圆觉法界. Then the rhyme of the sound hearer, 声闻法界. So these are the 4 sagely rhyme, or what we call the enlightened beings rhyme. But it doesn't mean that they all exist within one rhyme. No. Sometimes within the human rhyme, there is also the Buddha, the Bodhisattvas, and Bodhisattvas are very common nowadays. Then the conditioned enlightened one, the Pajika Buddha, etc. Then the sainthood way, the sound hearer, those who actually hear the sutta as proclaimed by the Buddha, then they awaken to it. These are called the sound hearer. They can also exist in the Deva rhyme or human rhyme or other rhymes. Even the anatomy, they can exist within the pure effort of the Brahma rhyme. Then the other 6 rhymes are the rhyme of the living beings subject to birth and death, and they are equivalent to the 31 plane of existence within the Theravada tradition. They divide it into 6 rhymes. That's why sometimes they call it the 6 path or the 6 六道轮回 is samsara. The samsara movement. If you cannot escape from this wheel of birth and death, you will be roaming within the 6 rhyme. That's why they call it 六道轮回. The first rhyme, they actually divide into the rhyme of the heavenly beings, 天法界. And this one is a very, very big scope. 天, you have the 3 types of heavens. The essential rhyme, karma, loka. They have 6 deva rhymes. Then you have the form rhyme, rupa loka. This one, according to the Buddhist cosmology, there are 16 Brahma rhymes. Then you have the formless rhyme, arupa loka. The formless rhyme, they have the rhyme of infinite space. Then the rhyme of infinite consciousness. Then the rhyme of nothingness. Then the final rhyme is the rhyme of neither perception or non-perception. And these are very fine, what we call existence. Very, very fine. And they live very long. So the rhyme of the heavenly beings, they are called the 天人法界, means they exist within the essential rhyme, the form rhyme, and the formless rhyme. That's why sometimes they call it the 3 loka, kama loka, rupa loka, and arupa loka. Then the next one is a rhyme of the human being, 人道法界. The rhyme of the human being is what we are in this existence. We are called the human rhyme, manusa. And as human beings, we are very unique. We actually so different from the hell rhymes, the willful state, the other 4 rhymes below us, and the heavenly rhyme above us. But as human beings, we can experience actually all of suffering and bliss, or what we call the heavenly existence experience. So human being is a rhyme which is very unique. That's why most Sammasambuddha, when they come and take their last birth to become Sammasambuddha, they choose the human rhyme because there are reasons for it. Within the human rhyme, the 2 extremes are there. The extreme of severe delusion where you suffer a lot. It's like experiencing the four woeful state in the human life. But when you cultivate and develop the understanding, you can also experience the blissful mind state and life of those heavenly beings. And you can also reach enlightenment, even amongst Buddhahood. That's why it's very unique. Then below the human realm, we have the what they call suffering, awful state. The first one is a realm of the demons, Asuro Fache, where all the demons, yakas and all those things, they exist within the realm. Then there is another realm, they call it the animal realm, chosen Fache. These animal realms, they include the fishes and all those things. The insects, all this, although they call animals because they are characterized by the evil roots of greed. That's why animals, if you are born within the animal line, is usually conditioned by severe, strong greed. Then for demon line is a lot of anger, a lot of hatred. Then the next one is the rhyme of the hungry ghost, 恶鬼法界. And this rhyme is usually due to delusion. And normally those who are deluded, they have all the evil roots of greed, hatred, and delusion. Then finally, for those that commit very severe karmic negativity, they will fall into the hell rhyme, 地狱法界. And this hell rhyme, there are many layers of hell, and they can be very, very difficult when you are born there. So the hell realms, the beings there suffer like for eternity. Like they cannot even have a moment of peacefulness, not to say joy or happiness. They suffer unending suffering. And this is what you inflict on fellow living beings when you live your life through ignorance and delusion, through tyranny and all this thing. Then when the karmic repercussion manifests, you reap what you sow. Whatever you do to people, it will come back to you. So you will have to experience all this like within the hell realms. And it's like full of suffering, unending suffering, continuous suffering. In the Theravada Sutta, I think the Buddha gave an example. And he said, what you all experience on earth, that type of suffering is nothing compared to those in the hell. Okay, I read on. Some of the great bodhisattvas like Kuan Yin Buddha, Ren Su Buddha, Pu Xian Buddha, and Ti Chang Wang Buddha, they have already fulfilled their 10 perfection to be Sammasambuddha. But due to their great compassion and love for the living beings, they have used their great vows to continue to come and save living beings. Just like Earthstore Bodhisattva, one of his vows is, if the hell is not empty of living beings, he will not become a Sammasambuddha. So these are the uniqueness of the various great beings. Mahasattva. the great bodhisattvas. Okay, moving on. Okay, this law of dependent origination, or paticca samuppada, I will explain it to you now. This dwelling that I explained, the retreat, they are multi-dimensional. They are not a single dimension movement. So here, I think I repeat it with the chart. It's easier for you to understand. What is traditionally taught in the Theravada tradition through commentaries, even until today, they are mostly taught in a different form. They find it so difficult to understand and to relate to and develop the explanation. That's why they come out with what they believe is the only way to explain it. So they talk about the Deja Samapada occurring over 3 life span. And that one, I don't know what happened to the teaching. It seems to be very popular. And a lot of people who don't have the understanding, they still cling on to that teaching. Because if you use the explanation, then it appears logical and like very beautiful. They explain very clearly for normal people to follow. So they believe that is the correct teaching. But when you cultivate, develop the mindfulness awareness within, you see a different movement. You realize that this law, paticca samuppada, the dwelling or law of dependent origination, they are a living reality that occur over every moment and every instant. Sometimes the link does not finish. That's why it's multidimensional. And through the senses, we have the sixth sense dog. It moves very fast. That's why mind, when you are not mindful, you cannot go. Where they arise and pass away very fast. They multipass. They create multidimensional movement. Okay, anyway, I will just briefly go through. So, according to the Buddha, the first thing is a dependent on ignorance. It arises mental activity or avijja pajja sankhara. Avijja, you all know, ignorant. Ignorant of what? Ignorant of the truth. Ignorant of the nature's law that governs life and existence. Especially the Four Noble Truth. That's why once you have avijja, you cannot understand life. You will commit a lot of wrong thought, wrong speech, wrong action. So depending on ignorance, mental activity or sankhara arise. So this sankhara, the traditional teaching of the commentaries, they have to use the word karmic conditioning. So they say dependent on ignorance. At the moment of death, you die. There is this karmic volition or karmic conditioning. Then it conditions rebirth consciousness, which appear very logical. So the third link, vijnana, they say is rebirth consciousness. That's why a new life is born. And because of that rebirth consciousness, there is this 5 aggregate of form and mind, which is the first aspect. And dependent on these 5 areas of form and mind, there must be salayatana or sense basis. And dependent on sense basis, there must be contact. Everything appears very logical. Then dependent on contact arises feeling, feeling condition craving, craving condition grasping. Then if condition becoming, then again you take birth. Hence arise the whole mass of suffering, jara, marana, old age, sickness, and death, leading to all the sorrow, lamentation, grief, etc. Hence arise the whole mass of suffering. So, like what I explained in my earlier book, the transcript book, if the paticca samuppada is over 3 lifespan, then it's of not much use. It's like theory, because it only occurs once over 3 lifetime. It's not practical, not useful. Yeah. But the other one that I realize and share and teach you all is a more useful one. That one is moment to moment, applicable to real life situation. So what happened is the Buddha, through his meditative realization, he came to know avijja here is very powerful because of ignorance, wanting to know, wanting to understand what we do. In the school, when you learn something, the teacher will ask you some question that you cannot understand. They say, you go back and think about it. Then you come back the next day. So one thing to know, one thing to understand, you go back to the thinking, understand? And what is thinking? Thinking is actually thought activity. And what is thought? Thought is actually respond to memory. That's why we have a brain, which is an organ. And because of ignorance, we use the brain to act. That's why acting according to memory is not acting at all. Now, this memory is our accumulation of experiences, good and bad, wholesome and unwholesome. So you act from there, you will have problem, because all those that are accumulated include your negativity of mind state, include your phobia, your fear, your insecurity, your sorrow, your lamentation, your whatever selfishness, emotional negativity, delusion, everything. And of course, you also accumulate some good memories, good moments, your joy, your laughter, and all those things. But then, when you use that to act, there is not wisdom. That cannot give you understanding. That cannot liberate your mind. It causes you to entangle more with all the evil roots of greed, hatred, and delusion. That's why acting according to memory is not right action, not acting at all. So avijja pajja sankhara means one thing to know, one thing to understand. You go to the brain, the memory, then you try to relieve, analyze, and retrieve whatever through your views, opinion, conditioning, and belief system. So through doing that, you create more thinking. So like the physics experiment, if your brain is also an organ upon contact, what happens? When you make contact with the brain, the memory, through the thought process, of course you retrieve whatever you need to retrieve. Like when you see something or hear something, means perception. And that perception activity is through memory. And if your memory is not wisdom, then you will have false perception, wrong perception. That's why avijja paccaya sankhara means when you input content of consciousness, then it triggers our thought. Yeah. But before that, it's pure vijnana. So avijja paccaya sankhara, when you go to the brain to create thought activity, before the thought arises, the first thing to arise is, like the Buddha said, in the seeing is only the seeing consciousness. So this one is the thought consciousness without its content. So avijja paccaya sankhara is dependent on ignorance. You want to know, you want to understand, you create thought activity through memory, through the brain. Then from there, like the physics experiment, the first thing to light up is the consciousness, the mental consciousness, before you input the content. So this mental consciousness is what the Buddha called the third link, vijnana. And this one is pure. It's like in the seeing, it's only the seeing conscious. In the hearing, it's only the conscious. No one to see, no one to hear. And no one to think. There is no thinker behind the thought. Then you input the content of consciousness through your views, opinion, conditioning, and belief system. And when that one go in, it creates the content of consciousness, hence manifest the five aggregate of form and mind, which is your thought. And this is the second aspect of the five aggregate of form and mind. In this way, it's instantaneous. Then after that, dependent on the five aggregate of form and mind, there must be sense basis. Otherwise, it cannot manifest. So that thought with its content must have sense basis to arise. That's why it conditions salayatana. And dependent on salayatana, which is sense basis, there must be contact. That's why the next link is number 6, contact. But during the first link, avijja, ignorant contact, there is also contact inside there. That's why ignorant contact also a contact. That's why it create wrong thought, sankhara, then vijnana, and input the wrong content of consciousness. If you are an enlightened being, then you act according to Dhamma understanding and wisdom, then you don't create ignorant conduct. That's why the link break off. No more avijja. Then it's pure sankhara, pure aggregates. The whole movement become different. It's pure. No more avijja. No more ignorance. Then dependent on contact, feeling arises, which is a natural consequence. Then from feeling, you don't have Dhamma understanding. You don't have yoniso manasikara. Then your condition craving. Yoniso manasikara is wisdom at the moment of sense experience. That's why yoniso manasikara is very important. Without this Dhamma wisdom at the moment of sense experience, the feeling will be conditioned into craving straight away. You cannot stop there. You cannot cut that feeling. But for enlightened being, feeling will become pure feeling, where there is no more ignorance, no more craving, no more grasping, no more becoming, no more rebirth. That's why the whole paticca samuppada become different. Then sometimes during our thought activity, through different organs, we manifest very fast. Sometimes as we think, then the hearing take over, where the sense data that imprint upon the hearing and trigger of the consciousness is more powerful. Then you shift your attention there. Then from thinking, you go to hearing. Then sometimes smell, taste, tactile, and even vision, seeing. So all this can develop what we call the multi-dimensional paticca samuppada activity. That's why without mindfulness, without awareness, without a clear mind, you cannot go with life. Where thought activity arise and pass away very fast. Yeah. At every moment of sense experience, the thought, activity, and movement, they are very fast. Yeah. And without mindfulness, you cannot go, you cannot be aware, and you cannot understand what is going on within. That's why avijja paccaya sankhara very active, and it continuously create. From vijnanam to namarupam is like split second is there already. And most people without sati awareness, they cannot be at the pure awareness state before the input of content of consciousness. You are not mindful, aware. You cannot see that. Yeah. Okay, I will have to stop because time has exceeded. Okay, we mark this one. I will go through it again in the next session. Maybe after our spiritual trip. Mm. Okay, now you have our 3 minutes of toilet break. Then later on, we come back for a second session. Now we'll open up second session, which is meditation reporting, followed by whatever question you may have regarding the meditation, the teaching, and how to apply this teaching, and also maybe whatever you have developed as understanding the mind daily life, how it has helped you develop all this understanding. Okay, now we open up the division, how they are connected and linked. Then the Paticca Samuppada, the dwelling. Yeah, we covered quite a big topic today. Yeah.
Maybe but still I'll talk about a bit about my cultivation first.
Can. Yeah. So do.
Yeah. Yeah. This is more like linked to the mundane mind and the true mind.
Mm.
Yeah. Okay. So when was that? Let me see. Last week.
Ah,
Last week. Yeah. But I think you can hear me, right?
can. Very clear. Yeah.
Last week, Wednesday,
Mm.
uh, was still Chinese New Year.
Oh.
So yeah. So it was still Chinese. Is it Chinese New Year?
Yeah,
Still
still
Chinese
Chinese New Year.
Chinese New Year, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So uh, my husband and I actually went out to have lunch
Mm.
together at a nearby mall.
Mm.
So he likes how you call that bak kut teh.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
we went there to eat bak kut teh lah. So
Mm.
actually, uh, it's a very nice uh, store at the mall that we went.
Mm.
You know, so because it's lunchtime, we went there do just after lunch. Not really after. It's like around 12 o'clock. Yeah, lunchtime. 12 o'clock
Mm.
lunch. So the because of Chinese New Year, right? So a lot of people still hanging around. I mean, still like somehow like people are celebrating. They're not working or what. So the
Yeah,
mall.
most of them are still on holiday.
So we also went there lah because we also enjoy the festivity mood, right? So we went
Yeah,
there
yeah,
too.
yeah, quite common. Yeah,
But quite a lot of people. So but
yeah.
anyway, uh, we able to get a table and we had our food at the place.
Mm.
So we were. I mean, because a lot of people, so it's kind of noisy, people talking. But we still able to enjoy ourselves lah,
Yeah,
despite the
yeah,
noise,
yeah.
thing like that. After that, we my husband told me he wants to go to a shop lah, you know, to look
Mm.
for things. So I
Mm.
said, okay lah, let's go lah. But actually, he didn't tell me where he wants to go,
Oh,
which shop.
okay.
He said which shop lah. He just said a shop
Yeah,
lah.
yeah.
So I just follow him, right? And then
Mm.
the thing is, because we went from the restaurant to the shop that he wants to go lah. The restaurant is on the basement lah.
Ah,
Uh, basement, I don't know, one or two or something like that. So we have to take the stairs, the escalator up. And
Yeah.
then because of many people, right?
Mm.
So we were not like walking very close to each other because a lot of people, right? So
Yeah,
we just
yeah, yeah.
follow him where
Mm.
he wants to go.
Mm.
So after that, he said he tell me he's not going to the shop yet. He said he want to show me something, but yeah.
Oh,
So,
okay.
so I just follow, and
Uh,
then when we reached that place, very funny. Then I realized, oh, he want to show me this thing. You know what he want to show me? He want to show me Chinese New Year. Every time they have this 12 zodiac, 12 zodiac. Then they'll tell you for this year what is your career,
oh,
what is
yeah, yeah, yeah.
your what else? What is your wealth? What is your family life?
Yeah.
What is your love life? That kind of thing. No. So he
Mm.
said he want to show me this thing. So they always show it at the mall one, but in
Yeah, yeah,
Singapore, like
yeah.
Singapore is always like that. It will show
Mm.
you these things. He said like, okay, come and see this zodiac. So I just
Yeah.
so I see like the thing is what I want to tell Virgil is every year the thing changes. Like this year the horse, right? Horse year. So the
Ah.
horse will be like very bad, very bad, that kind of thing. Yeah. That's against I mean conflict with the what you call that? 太岁, yeah.
Ah, yeah, yeah. They have those
Anyway,
belief. Yeah.
yeah, they believe that. So after that, he tell me, okay, you see lah, wow, this year, these few animals were very good, Then the other animals are, wow, very bad, he tell me. Then he, then he tell me, what do you want to say? He said like, for this year, his year very good, He
Oh,
said
we
his
can't
year,
hear you. What happened?
you can't hear
Yeah.
me? Hello? Can you
I
hear?
think cut off.
Hello?
Ah, yes. Now come back. Just now cut off for a while.
So
Yeah.
he said for his year is very good, For
Mm.
his year lah.
Yeah,
Year is
yeah.
very good. Animals or they are very good. So he tell me, but the thing he said is what no? He look at another reading zodiac from another person. Actually we don't know who wrote this thing lah And then
Mm.
when he said he compared with another person that wrote the zodiac he said, wow, his one totally opposite, He said, no good. This one very good. The other one is no good. So but anyway, I wasn't then he said like you want to see, I said I don't want to see. It's not important.
Saw it.
I
Yeah,
told you not important, I don't want to see lah. So
yeah.
actually we look at this we were discussing, I mean he was telling me all this thing lah. So it took some time, like maybe we were there about 10-15 minutes to show me because there
Mm.
are other
Mm.
people. So that's why it kind of like slow. But we were there for about 10-15 minutes,
Yeah,
After
yeah.
that he want to go to the shop that he wants to go lah. So I said
Mm-hmm.
okay lah. So we started to go lah. But the thing is problem but is when he was walking in front of me, right, I
Ah.
saw him, Okay. Then after that I didn't see him anymore, brother.
Yeah.
In front, I saw him. Then after that, I don't see anymore,
Yeah,
in
because
front.
too many people, lost
Yes, yes,
contact.
yes.
Uh,
Yeah. So lost contact. So I lost contact with him, right? So I said, no problem lah. I lost contact with him. I can use my handphone to call him,
yeah, yeah.
to tell me where he is. So I called
Uh,
him, but he
uh,
never answered. He never answered. So I said, never mind lah. Since I already called him, I
mm.
tell myself, it's just a mall, so even if you are lost,
Yeah, yeah. It won't be far.
yeah, it won't be far. So and then
Yeah.
anyway, he call me. There's no problem, It's not like
Mm.
in China, I lost of him and I
Yeah,
couldn't
yeah,
find.
yeah.
So what happened was, I said never mind lah. I just wait for him here lah. When he call me already, then I go and find him lah. Correct, no, brother, So my mind
Mm.
was like that. The thing
Saw
is,
it.
brother,
Uh.
something happened. Something really strange happened to me,
Oh,
and at the
okay.
same time interesting. So I just stand. I just because of many people in front, right? So I went to a place just nearby the place where we see the zodiac. I said I'll
Mm.
just wait there, and then
Yeah.
he call me and then I go look for him, like, that kind of thing.
Ah,
So
yeah.
after that, something very strange happened to me, but I can know what is happening to me. Can you hear
Mm.
me, brother?
Can.
So, so my mind, I know that my mind is shutting down, brother. My mind
Okay.
totally, as I stand there, waiting for him, my
Ah,
mind, Monday mind, uh, how you say it, become very quiet, and then after
ah,
that, it in the true mind. Then after that, it's just in the true mind, nothing
ah.
happening, very
Sadhu.
still, very peaceful, very quiet, until you
Sadhu.
see the
Sadhu.
it's totally very noisy and a lot of people,
Yeah, in
you
the
know,
midst
I,
of all the sound activity and maybe busyness of the mall.
yes, correct. But
Uh,
I do not hear anything at all.
correct, because inside is different. That's why there can be
Correct?
stillness in the midst of activity and noise.
Yes, correct, exactly.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
I can, but actually before it happened, I know that it's coming, brother.
yeah.
So
As a
I
cultivator, you can sense it it's coming. And it's very
yes,
different. That mind state is very
yes,
different.
correct. So I know it's coming, and I cannot be like, what I mean, like hanging in the crowd, because I will want to have no movement,
Yeah.
somewhere,
Correct.
I have to go and
Yeah.
find a place, you
Yeah,
know,
where you can sit down or just silent
but
your mind.
I couldn't do that, no, brother. I couldn't
Yeah.
find I just I just find myself at the corner, standing there, standing
Yeah.
at the corner.
Enough. Sometimes
Then,
that is
yeah,
enough.
yeah. So I just stand there and then waiting it to like my mind totally shut down, My mind,
Sadhu.
go into this stillness, and
Uh,
then I just stay there, uh, nothing happening, very still, very peaceful,
Sadhu.
quiet, and totally, don't know outside already, but
Yeah.
yeah,
Yes,
it's like
it's complete cut off. It's just
yes,
you go in. Yeah.
yes, and I'm standing, I'm
Yeah.
standing there, we
Yeah.
go in, and cannot, how do I say, no feeling, no nothing
Yeah.
at all,
Nothing. Nothing.
just the
Well, there
stillness of
is
the
no
mind.
thought activity or movement. It's just that nature. Uh,
Correct. So the just inside the nature, very interesting in the sense that it's just totally quiet, no
yeah.
movement, and very peaceful, very quiet.
Sadhu.
I feel that my whole body, Brazil, is like recharged, Brazil. My body is like, although I don't do anything, but I feel that my whole body is like suddenly charged, charged, like
Yeah. You
feeling
can
very
have
good.
that kind of sense. You can sense it. It's like
Yes,
harsh. Yeah.
yeah, I feel that it's like there's a healing going on also,
Yeah.
brother.
Manifesting
Although
inside.
yeah, totally resting, recharge, healing,
Correct.
and
It's
quiet.
like recuperating,
Yes,
developing the
yes,
well-being.
yes,
Mm.
correct. So I was in this uh thing, right?
Ah,
Uh, and then just nothing is going on, no movement, very
Sadhu, very
quiet,
good.
very still. So nothing is happening, and I do not. I cannot even see anything outside of me, inside this true mind,
Yeah. How long was
I mean,
it?
actually, I also don't know because it just happened like that, But
Yeah.
I think less than 10 minutes, brother, because you
Oh,
know what?
Sadhu, good
Yes,
enough. Good enough. Yeah.
yes, yes. So it's like I was in there and I don't know anything. I don't see anything, and
Sadhu.
fortunately, nobody knocked into me or whatever, like brother, because I just find
Mm.
into a corner that I can stand there,
Yeah.
waiting for
Yeah.
like go in, Yeah.
Mm.
So after that, I mean, I can tell you this is because there's no movement, nothing is going on.
Yeah.
And after that, the funny thing, something happened, And and while waiting, I mean, I also cannot know how to describe it. But while it's inside, right, Bharatiya, nothing is going on, right? But
Mm.
there's a movement, Bharatiya.
Mm.
There's a movement, it show me, the answer, the
Oh,
answer.
sadhu.
Yeah, it's so funny that it's answer. So this answer is place, name, brother Teo. Then I said,
Oh,
I saw this, right? When I saw this, I was like, oh, so interesting, huh? So I just wait, what is going to show me some more lah. After that, it showed me this. After that, no more already, brother Teo.
oh,
Then
okay.
of course, I felt that, I have to wake up already, brother Teo. I have to wake
Mm.
up, come out, lah. Meaning I have to
Yeah,
come
yeah,
out of
yeah.
it because
Ah,
it's like a message to me that I have to do something already,
yeah, yeah,
brother
yeah.
Teo. So I mean, of course, at that time, I just know there's a message lah, when it come
Mm,
out,
mm, mm.
when the message flow out, that I know something happening. And then while waiting for it to, like any more thing to happen, right, there is nothing. So I realized I have to wake up already, So
Yeah,
I
yeah.
come out of it, lah, come out, because I feel like I told you, brother, I was like being charged and being healed. Like I feel very good. It's like
Mm.
healing to, I was inside. So I feel very good already. So I can come out already, lah, So I
Sadhu,
come out
yeah.
and then I said, I'm still here, Then I said, okay. Then after that, I recall, what was the message, You know, and it
Ah,
told me the place, brother Teo. The place. I say, this place could be where is my husband going, Alamak. I think that could be where he is, So
yeah.
after that, since I never received any call from the husband, right? So I messaged him, lah. He could be
Ah,
very busy, whatever. So I messaged him, lah. I said, where are you? Are you here, So I wait for his answer, lah, Then
mm.
after that, after a while, he answered me, yes, I'm there, lor. Wow, okay, you know, you
Yeah,
get me now. So it's I mean, I didn't even want to like. I tell you, very strange lah. I also didn't want to know where he is. He will
yeah,
message
yeah,
me. He
yeah.
will
No
if
need to
I
know actually.
yeah, yeah. If
Uh,
he don't see me around, he will message me. He will call me lah. But he
yeah,
didn't.
yeah.
He was busy with whatever he's doing lah. So when after I messaged him, he replied me lah. So I said
Ah,
okay. I walked there to look for him lor.
ah,
Where he was. So in this particular case, I find it like this pure awareness, right? Although there's no movement, it can give you an answer to what you want to know, no,
yeah,
right?
yeah, yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
I don't want to ask
Because that
anything.
one has its ability to be sensitive and to manifest whatever that the nature actually is capable of understanding. That's why within the nature inside, actually only cultivator can understand. That's why you will start to experience off and on some of all this. Then you will start to understand the nature better. It's not from the thought process. It's from the inner awareness. And that one is different. Different. But to live life, we need to use thought. That's why all this, you start to develop the experience of it, the understanding of it. Then later on, there will be more and more of this type of manifestation. Mm. Okay, you continue. Yeah, Puja. Yeah,
Yes, so I thought that was kind of like interesting for me
yeah,
because
yeah,
first
yeah,
time
yeah,
even
yeah.
in for my husband, I didn't even I'm not sure about you, since now that I know that this can happen, so in future if I have I don't even have to call him, I can
Yeah, no
actually
need.
like
I
see
say
it,
no
and
need.
then answer will come to me,
Yeah, yeah,
where that kind of thing. I
correct,
can do the
correct.
inquiry, I
Yeah.
can do the inquiry and the answer will come to me, But in
Mm,
this case,
mm.
I didn't even do any inquiry. The answer came to me,
Yeah,
you
yeah,
know.
yeah.
Just one message come to me, that's it, the
Yeah,
name
yeah.
of the place where he is. I mean, of course, no detail, just the name of the place, that's it,
Yeah, yeah,
And
yeah.
then it's
That
quiet again,
nature sometimes has this ability, it can sense that it will give you the understanding. That's why
Yeah,
that
yeah.
awareness nature is very, very unique and special.
Yeah, yeah,
You
yeah, yeah,
you
yeah.
have cultivated it well, then it will help you a lot. Uh, that's why whatever arises, you will develop the understanding where there are causes and conditions behind. Then what you as a cultivator need to do, it will manifest. Like your case, it lead you in. Then you know it's happening. Then you silent. and you stay. Even that 10 minutes is good enough. Then after that, when the time comes for things to arise, you will manifest. Then you know what to do. Very good, Sadhu.
Yeah, yeah. I thought it was very interesting. But the
Yeah,
other
yeah,
thing
yeah.
is like,
You should
uh,
share this
yeah,
experience. Yeah. Then
yes,
the
just
other
before.
thing is about the Jodak thing and all those things, which your husband took you to see. In fact, during festival time, this are very common. But the funny part about uh, our Chinese tradition is a lot of Chinese, they, especially the new generation, they tend to believe this whole thing. Uh, but if you have the understanding of the Dhamma, you will know what to do. Because actually, in the early day, I already knew what this thing is all about. That's why I never believe all this. I can never get excited with all this. Then whatever they say, for me, the understanding just arise because there are so many so-called human beings at any one time in our planet Earth. And the Chinese calendar, they have the animals, the 12 animals. How can the 12 animals decide all of humanity's, like, uh, your, predict your life and all this thing? Then, like, your husband believe this year of the horse, and what type of horse, and what other animal will have the luck. Cannot be because everyone is different. And like the Buddha say, we are all born our karma, heir to our karma conditions, whatever our karma. We are what we are because of our karma. If you don't take care of karma, you rely on all this belief, you will get into trouble. Yeah. That's why they all go and mix it up with feng shui. Then, like you use the word what? Uh, like entangle with the feng shui or what. They tend to use a lot of this type of thing. But actually, you take care of karma, then karma take care of your life, then everything will be in accordance. But if you don't take care of karma, you believe in all these things, to me is of not much help, except maybe the faith part. When you like receive good omen, like they manage to tell you based on your birth animal, how does say this year is good for you, then you feel good and stuff. That faith maybe can help you for a while, but the main thing is take care of karma, because you don't take care of karma, all this to me is secondary. It has its like very small part. The main contribution is the way you live your life, the way you develop the karmic understanding, the Dhamma understanding. Without that, actually, all this belief, or what we call superstition, or even traditions, and so-called practices and belief, they are of not much use. But it's a good way of enticing people to actually spend money and go and maybe try this, try that. Uh, that's why when you uh, reply to your husband, I think that is a very wise reply. He asks you whether you want to go and find out on this or not. You say no need. That is the best actually. Uh, but sometimes because of our Chinese culture, traditional thing, if people want to do that, never mind, let them do because that's what they believe in, that's what they like to maybe, uh, because everybody is learning, they're also finding out. But if there is no condition to explain, don't try to explain, no point, because they are just the way they are. Let them develop their joy. their festival time, there are activity that can make them happy, interested in, also no harm, just let it be. Uh, but when we have the Dhamma understanding, we will know what is the real uh, thing that decide our life. Then we know what to do. Then we will not be like gullible, like the what they call. There is one of these 10 fetters, attachment to rites and ritual. That thing actually cannot happen already. Well, you will know this is not the way to understanding life, to understanding the way things are in the cultivation and all those things. So that is the part I want more and more Kayamita to develop the understanding. But don't get me wrong, it doesn't mean that this thing, if you know that they are not the one that decide your life, you just don't go and cut it off and expect everybody to follow you. No, no, no. Be sensitive. Uh, if they want to have a look, if they want to find out, they want to develop their own joy or what, let it be. Let them go and do. Sometimes I also stand there and observe and see what people do because this is society. This is what the world is. And everything evolve, whether it's wholesome, unwholesome, or whatever. But if it can bring about joy, happiness, and that is what people want, no harm. Just let them try and let them find out. But when it comes to true understanding, prevent delusion or what, you have to make certain decision. That's why sometimes you just give some hint at it, forget about it. The key thing that makes your life, whether it is uh, what we call important or not, is to understand that if you don't take care of karma, all this has got no meaning. Uh, or I should say, not much use. The effect is the weightage. Take care of karma is like 90% weightage. The rest is very little weightage. Uh, but no harm for people who still don't have the cultivation and understanding. So that part need to be understood so that you are sensitive. You don't create unnecessary misunderstanding and conflict. Mm. So hopefully all this understanding Kayamita can slowly develop and assimilate into your life so that you become different, you become beautiful. We can actually be part of society because with our understanding, we don't have to become different. Uh, it's like the three level of seeing. First seeing is mundane seeing, normal people seeing. Second seeing is the cultivators, direct seeing, or what we call those that have the Dhamma, can see things as they are. And they see a lot of things that are different. But you have to revert to the third level of seeing, suchness seeing. Again, you see mountain as mountain. You can fit into society. You can mingle with the public. And you can accord and flow with whatever that arises. So that third stage of seeing is where the cultivation matures and develops into a lot of harmony and understanding. Okay, that part I think is important, and that's why I want to add on to it. Mm. Okay, Pucheng, you got a few more minutes. You can
Yes, yes,
summarize.
very, very, very beautiful, but
Yeah,
the
yeah,
way you shared it, that
mm.
we take care of karma and the three levels of seeing. Yeah,
Yeah,
that
yeah,
is
yeah. Uh,
to wrap up this about this zodiac prediction for the year.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Actually, variety. Unfortunately, because my husband, he is a, how you call it, he's a very practical person. He's a very practical person.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
so when
In fact, a
so when
lot of Chinese are like that. You
yes,
cannot blame them because
yes,
they are brought up in that manner.
yes. So
Mm.
he's very practical. So he when he look at the first reading by this person, I don't know who this person is.
Mm.
He said, "Oh, very good. His chart very good." So he was very happy, very joyous. So of
Yeah,
course,
yeah.
my brother just said, like, I mean, if he create a lot of joy in
Yeah,
reading
yeah.
it,
That is
fine.
important.
Yeah, yeah, that's important. So I was
Yeah.
like very joyful. So that's why I don't mind going and see what
Yeah,
he
yeah,
was so
yeah.
happy.
You should accompany him.
Yeah,
Uh,
yes, yes. So I
and
accompany him
let
to look
him
at
go
it.
through another stage. Then later
Yes, yes,
on, when there is condition to share your understanding,
yes,
then
yes,
only you share. Otherwise, just let things be.
yes, correct,
Because
correct.
the three phases of Dhamma is very clear. First is to
Yes,
learn the teaching, pariyatti. Then once you learn already, you know it is important, then you put it into practice, pati. Uh, then when you put it into practice, you develop the realization, then you move on to the third phase of Dhamma, which is pativeda, which is the fruition of your cultivation. And that part, you get to live life to the fullest. You get to experience wonderful existence. There is a third C, third level of C. Then you return back to normalcy. Uh, that's why the cultivation will bring forth the realization. Then the realization of true emptiness bring about wonderful existence for us to fit into life, fit into society, and everything that manifests within the conditioned world. Good, sadhu.
Sadhu, very good. You bring it up in a way that is very clear,
Yeah.
and
Uh,
to explain this zodiac thing, that
mm,
we have to take care of karma and this three level of seeing,
yeah,
and then
yeah,
since
yeah.
he has much joy, I accompany him to look at it, like
Yes, you
fun,
should. Yeah, you
yeah,
should.
yes,
Yeah,
yes, which I find it very interesting in the sense,
yeah, yeah,
wow,
yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
and he was so happy, actually he was so happy looking at it.
Definitely.
I
Yeah.
mean, although he's very practical, he knows that, I so many people this zodiac cannot be from young to old everybody have this, and then the
Yeah,
other
it
zodiacs
cannot be just
have
limited to these 12.
yes,
And
yes, exactly,
every
exactly,
year within the animal, you know how many living beings take birth or not?
yes, correct, correct,
Yeah, a lot. And how can 12 zodiac or animal decide their life? Not
yes,
everyone born as a horse have the same life. No, you look at society, our same year, our batch, our classmate, our unimate, everyone is so different. And there are
correct,
those who didn't make it while in the school. Then those who make it, everyone, you look at it, actually the one that points towards the truth is a karma. That's how I explained to my mother. I said, you are my parents. You give birth to 9 children. And all nine so different, but same parent, same environment, everything similar. Why like that? It's nothing to do with feng shui and all that thing. It's coming, individual coming from the past and this life, and affinity from past karmic activity that drawn us together and become what we are. So all this, when the time comes, then there is condition to advise them or share with them the understanding. They willing to listen. That's why my mother was very happy when he listened to all those things. Uh, Otherwise, it's not easy to break away from traditional because their mind is so conditioned by the belief system that they hold on to, the tradition. My mother used to tell me, uh, one generation after another generation is passed down. Everybody do, we also better do. Then I just tell her, I said, don't worry, your life, I let you decide. Uh, but when the time comes, when I explain to him, to her, She understand. Then she changed. She changed. That's why after what happened to my father's funeral, after I explained to her, she actually changed. Then she told me, he said, tell all the brother and sister next time when her turn come, no need to follow tradition. He said, uh, go the Buddhist way. He said, uh, that's why she live a very good life. And she hardly suffer until the last day. She just felt something like not uh, not conducive. And he told my brother, I said, I don't feel good today. Then my brother called me and I said, admit her. They went into ICU. The night after that morning admit, at night she passed away peacefully because the blood test everything show the organ all fail already. Actually more or less time out, die of old age. Yeah. So all this you will develop the understanding. And she has good parami where she do her duty very well. Okay, we have to end.
Yes, thank you,
Closing.
Bharati.
Thank
Yeah,
you for your good sharing. Yeah. So let us
thank you.
recite. Yeah. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Okay, now we'll do the sharing. Closing puja. Akasata Chil Bhumata Deva Naga Mahindika Punyantang Anumojitwa Chirang Rakantu Loka Sasana Ita Wata Chamehi Sampadan Punya Sampadan Sabbe Deva Anumodantu Sabba Sampati Siddhya Idang menya tinang hotu sukita hontunya teyo. Idang menya tinang hotu sukita hontunya teyo. Idang menya tinang hotu sukita hontunya teyo. Devo satakalena sasampati hetuja Vito bhavatu lokocha Raja bhavatu dhammiko Imina punyang kamina mame bala sama gamo satang sama gamo hotu awa nivana patiya sadhu sadhu sadhu. Okay, you can now mindfully pay respect to the Buddha, Panyam Bodhisattva, and all the worthy ones that we had. Sadhu.